Hi Taurus, welcome to Spirit Mail. We're digging deeper into career and money. We touched on it last week in the Spirit Guided Energy Focus. So today we're going to dig deeper and find out what energies we're going to navigate as it relates to career and money, looking for a little deeper message than we got last week. So without further ado, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my friends born under the sign of Taurus. Please show us clearly as it relates to career and money. Are we looking at a follow-up reading from last week, or are we looking at something totally new? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, so awareness is one of your energies. Light, I love that. And balance. Okay, wow. Okay, so that doesn't surprise me because last week, your overall theme for the entire all four categories was details, 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 okay? And your energy for career and money was prosperity begins. It's the same card as the Ace of Pentacles. And then your clarifier or your advice card was the Nine of Swords. It's about giving up the worry of things that we can't control, right? So before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and do an overall theme for career and money. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for the energies on the board. Show us clearly. What is the overall theme for Taurus as it relates to career and money? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, so your overall theme is metamorphosis. I love that. Okay, so if this is a follow-up, and I do believe it could be, I mean, you know, prosperity begins is like you have planted a seed or something has been planted deep inside of you. And I recall with that Nine of Swords that maybe we were getting in our head too much and we were forgetting that there's actually, we have a partner, right? Spirit is our partner. Yeah, and there's a 2 and a 5. That's 7. So the 7 is divinity for me, but the 2 is about the femininity, the resilience, the being able to bend and come back up, the reinventing of yourself and all that stuff. The 5 is about change. So maybe some of you have already let go of that worry, right? Let's see, Metamorphosis 25. You're in the process of deep and beautiful change, Taurus. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. The process of change is often painful, for it's never without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when we're used to thinking a certain way about our lives and how we live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin or a caterpillar dies so that a butterfly can be born, you're required to release your old ideas and embrace a necessary change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of low self-worth, a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that's draining, or unhealthy habits. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. There will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you become. Okay, so I seem to remember a while back, I think it was Taurus, who got the card Deep Freeze as a theme. And it was about letting go. It's about, you know, you've done what you need to do. It's time to take that rest and let go. It wasn't a time for movement. And I remember somebody in the comments saying, "What, you know, you have to always move forward. It's hard not to physically be active, but sometimes the best movement we can do is internally. When we internally move our thinking, those unhealthy habits of worrying." Remember, that was the clarifier last week in last week's message under career and money. The clarifier was the Nine of Swords, that we're worrying too much. We're taking it all in our head, trying to figure it out ourselves. It's that control issue that we all have. I mean, it's human, really. Okay, so we're going to clarify these energies and see exactly what Spirit's wanting to say to you guys, and just remembering that we are in retrograde. So if any of these energies are feeling familiar, like you're revisiting them again, that could be why. But look, guys, you've got some very strong cards on the table. You've got awareness, which is the same as the Magician. You've got light, which is the same as the Sun. And you've got balance, which is the same as Temperance. So super strong energies, all major arcana. So whatever's going on in your career and money, this is a game changer for you, right? God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for showing us the energies on the board for Taurus. Please show us clearly. Clarify these energies. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. So clarifying awareness. Wow, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I love it. Clarifying light. We have Temperance. And then clarifying balance, we have the Nine of Pentacles. I love it. Okay, so the 11, this balance, is actually not the same as Temperance. It is actually the same as Justice, okay? So, and then you've got the clarifier as the independent person. So, again, Taurus, pivotal time for you guys. Look, here's your awareness, right? Again, the awareness is the same as the Magician card. So, and for me, whenever I see this card, I get excited because it reminds us of our ability to create. But I also always want to throw in that reminder that we're always creating, not just when we're sitting down writing down our goals and doing our vision boards and stuff like that. We're always creating. So if we spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour even on our vision board, and the rest of the day our story is, well, nothing ever works out for me, and I always have to blah, blah, blah. Well, then things don't go our way, and we say, see, you prove it to yourself with your stories. We do it, not you, we all prove it to ourselves with our own stories. But Spirit's saying you have had a deep awareness within you, okay? And it has to do with processes, that things take time. This guy, this horse is sitting still, right? So, and he's what they call the slowest moving knight in the deck. But whenever he's finished, whenever he gets to that end game or that end result, it's very solid. It's long lasting because he's taken his time. He's moved when he needs to move, and he has stopped, assessed, and then started moving again. He's not in full motion all the time. It's not fast. So I feel like Spirit's saying that you're understanding that, and maybe that's part of that worry that you got last week that you're letting go of, that you don't always have to be in physical action to be making progress in your career and money area, right? Guys, you have the light. That's the sun. That is like the most optimistic card in the deck when it comes to anything. And you've got it in career and money. So again, this is very pivotal. This is changing for you. Whatever it is that you're working on, whether you're going to ask for a raise, I mean, that's very favorable. Whether you're going to ask for a promotion, that's favorable. Or just changing departments, whatever the change is that you're making. Right? It could be a side gig. It could be a nonprofit that you're wanting to start from scratch. Whatever it is that you're making, the sun is shining on you. It's very favorable for you. But Spirit is saying to remain balanced, right? This guy right here, he's not taking off full speed ahead and racing to the end. He's the slowest moving knight in the deck. But Taurus, you are a doer. You're an achiever. You get out there, you make your list, you check it twice, you get everything done. You'll do a to-do list, right? And at the end of the day, you're like, well, there's still more I could be doing because everything's checked off on your to-do list. Because you're a doer. So Spirit is saying, don't forget the balance. The balance of this Knight of Pentacles, that move when it's necessary, and then do the assessment, the internal work when that's necessary, because sometimes, I'm gonna freak y'all out when I say this, and no corporation probably would ever hire me as a consultant, because sometimes a nap is the most productive thing you can do during the middle of the day. I'm not talking about sleep for 4 or 5 hours. I'm talking about, 10, 15, 20-minute nap. It refreshes you. And sometimes you get messages or spirit, says, okay, finally their mind has shut up, so now I can talk to them. So bring that balance into your life between the physical activity and the introspection, because introspection isn't something we just do one time. We should introspect in all areas of our life at all times. Am I staying in line with my core values and that kind of stuff? And then you do have balance on the other end, and that, again, like I said, is actually the same card as justice, all right? So here is, and the temperance card talks about balance too, and patience, right? And okay, so and back to this metamorphosis, right? She's transmuting something. She's being the alchemist right here. So what she's doing is she's taking her need and her lifelong habits of do, and she's transmuting that need to always be in action, because sometimes action is not the next step, right? Sometimes action is to sit there and assess and look at it and be grateful for the project and how far it's come, and wait on the answer of what's the next best step. So then you have the balance, which is the same as justice, and it's about you're bringing balance to your own life, right? You're going to balance those scales yourself. And not only are you going to do that, it is going to provide for you in such a way that you're going to have the financial independence that you've longed for. You're going to be able to come and go as you please. You're going to be able to decide whether or not you want to invest in this or that, or whatever it is your goals are. I feel like they're going to be met, okay? And this is in the coming weeks, Taurus. I mean, this is major, and your financial goals are going to be long lasting. It's going to be over a long period of time, and they may grow as you go, but ultimately you're going to be right where you want to be financially. So I think that's really an awesome message. And she has peace, and I'll say this: money sometimes is the one thing that really causes us so much stress. And so it's like, Taurus, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. That's what I'm seeing. That's what the energies are showing a potential for, okay? We have to cooperate with the universe. If they're saying slow down one step at a time, Tiger, and then transmute that energy, die to that need of always having to be in action, die to that need of letting it all get up in your head. Those are all things that are conducive to this successful outcome. Okay, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you for such a positive message for Taurus. Please show us clearly what is the PS. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity, and we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, PS, Taurus. Now this guy's moving, so he's moving kind of fast, right? This is the Knight of Swords, and he's cutting through, he's moving forward and cutting out the things that no longer serve him. He's moving forward in his truth, in what stays lined up with his core values and his core beliefs. Look, and there's another action figure, standing your ground. Sometimes we have to ward off our old habits, these wands, the old way that we used to do things, the way that we used to have to feel competitive and things like that. It's like she's warding that off. She's standing her ground to this new understanding of how she can move forward. This is not gender specific, but how she can move forward in a different way and a more productive way for herself. And there's that Queen of Swords. She understands that detaching from her emotions, especially the emotions of fear and doubt and worry and all those kinds of things, is to her benefit. And she does it with grace. And she does it as a leader. And I say as a leader because people look up to her and say, wow, look how much she's progressing in this journey that she's taken. And I'm talking about building the business, getting the promotion, whatever it is that you're doing. So Taurus, that's your reading. Yay, I'm so excited about that. And listen, guys, thank you so much for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the ringing the bell, the comments, all that stuff. If you're a passerby, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you too. Everybody, I love you to pieces and have a super duper day. Bye.